The Tesla Model Y Juniper 2025 has finally been unveiled, and it's creating quite a buzz. After Tesla's huge success with the revamped Model 3, it was only a matter of time before we saw the next big step for the Model Y. And as expected, Tesla didn't disappoint. They took everything they learned from the Model 3 and applied it to the Juniper, making it even more sophisticated and modern. The result is an electric SUV that not only keeps the brand's futuristic style, but also brings improvements that put it at the top of the competition with other electric SUVs on the market. Everything was designed for the Juniper to be not just an electric car, but the electric car, combining style and efficiency. The Model Y Juniper 2025 comes with a look that's sure to impress anyone, but the changes aren't just for appearances. The hood, for example, has been redesigned to be smoother and sleeker, which might not seem like much, but it makes a huge difference. The goal here is to improve the car's aerodynamics, and they achieved that by reducing the drag coefficient to 0.22 CD. This basically means the car slices through the air more easily, which helps with overall efficiency and battery range. Every little detail matters when it comes to getting more miles without needing to recharge. Speaking of small changes with big impact, the headlights also got a makeover. The Juniper now comes with new adaptive LED headlights that not only light up the road better at night, but are also smarter in how they use energy. They automatically adjust the brightness and direction of the light based on the environment, which is great for driving on dark or winding roads. Plus, since they use less energy than traditional headlights, it also contributes to the car's range. It's amazing how Tesla manages to integrate technology into every corner of the vehicle, always with efficiency in mind. The bumpers have also received some serious attention. Both the front and rear bumpers were redesigned, and it wasn't just to make the Model Y look more modern. The idea here was to further improve the aerodynamics, because less air resistance means more mileage on a single battery charge. These small tweaks to the design make the car more efficient, while also giving the SUV a more aggressive and sporty look. Tesla has always been good at balancing style and functionality, and the Juniper is proof of that. When you look at the car from the outside, it seems like everything was thought out down to the smallest detail to make it as efficient as possible. But it's not just about efficiency, right? Tesla also knows that driving an electric car needs to be enjoyable. So, in addition to the improvements in aerodynamics and energy efficiency, these design changes also make the car feel lighter and more fluid on the road. Anyone who has driven a Tesla knows that the sensation of gliding on the asphalt is pretty unique. And with the Juniper, that's been taken to a whole new level. Every turn, every acceleration feels like you're completely in control. Another interesting point about these updates to the exterior is how they impact the car's energy consumption. The less resistance the vehicle faces from the air, the less battery power it needs to maintain speed. And that's crucial, especially for people living in big cities or driving long distances. Tesla is always looking for ways to increase the range of its vehicles, and the Juniper's design reflects that focus in every line and curve. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want a car that goes further without needing to stop all the time to recharge? It's funny to think that details like the shape of the hood or the redesign of the bumpers can make such a difference. But in the world of electric cars, it's all about optimization. And this doesn't just happen with Tesla's more expensive models, but also with SUVs like the Model Y Juniper, which is designed for everyday use. These improvements are the kind of thing you might not notice at first glance, but after driving the car for a while, you'll definitely feel the difference in consumption and driving experience. It's like the car understands the environment better and adapts to it. Now, imagine driving at night on a curvy road. The Juniper's adaptive headlights will automatically adjust the direction of the light to shine exactly where you need it, without you having to do anything. This greatly enhances safety, especially in low visibility situations. And since these headlights are LED, They last longer and use less energy, which is another plus when it comes to energy efficiency. With these technologies, Tesla manages to combine cutting-edge innovation with what really makes a difference for the driver in everyday life. And of course, all this attention to design details also impacts the comfort inside the car. With less air resistance, the car makes less noise when traveling at high speeds. This means the interior stays quieter, and the ride becomes more peaceful for both the driver and passengers. For those who spend hours driving, these kinds of details make all the difference. Tesla knows exactly how to transform an ordinary trip into a more pleasant experience, and the Model Y Juniper is a great example of this. Imagine being inside a car where the roof is almost entirely made of glass, offering an incredible view of the sky, whether it's day or night. The Model Y Juniper's panoramic sunroof does exactly that, and it's not just for aesthetics. This roof is made with advanced heat and UV protection, meaning you can enjoy the view without feeling that uncomfortable heat inside the cabin. Even on sunny days, the interior temperature of the car stays much more comfortable. And the most impressive part? You don't have to worry about baking in the sun while driving or when the car is parked. In addition to protecting you from the heat, this advanced roof technology also helps reduce the use of air conditioning, which typically consumes a lot of battery power. Any energy savings are a positive for the car's range. When you combine this reduction in energy consumption with other improvements in the Model Y Juniper, like the noise-reducing tires and the 20-inch alloy wheels, the result is a car that can travel more miles per charge while offering a super comfortable ride. Tesla truly knows how to combine style, comfort, and efficiency into one package. One of the coolest things about these noise-reducing tires is that besides making the interior quieter, they also improve the driving experience. Driving the Model Y Juniper feels like gliding over the asphalt. Tesla has thought of everything to minimize the noises and vibrations that usually come from the road. And as if that weren't enough, the 20-inch alloy wheels also play a role, enhancing both the car's appearance and its performance. They're larger, lighter, and more aerodynamic, which also contributes to better vehicle range. Speaking of range, the improvements in the Model Y Juniper promise something everyone wants in an electric car: more miles per charge. The estimate is that this model can travel up to 550 kilometers on a single charge, which is amazing considering the size of the car and the power it delivers. Of course, all of this is thanks to improvements in aerodynamics, more efficient tires, and reduced energy consumption. So if you were worried about range for longer trips, it seems Tesla has already found a smart way to solve that problem. Tesla has always been a master at using every detail to optimize their car's performance, and the Model Y Juniper is no exception. The sunroof, tires, and wheels are examples of how small innovations can make a big difference in the driver's daily experience. It's like everything is designed to give you the best driving experience possible without sacrificing battery range. And even with all these technological improvements, the car still manages to maintain that sense of luxury and comfort that you expect from a Tesla. Another thing worth mentioning is how much the interior of the car benefits from these improvements. With the heat-blocking roof and the noise-reducing tires, the cabin of the Model Y Juniper becomes a quieter and more comfortable place, whether you're driving or riding as a passenger. And when you consider that you can drive up to 550 kilometers without needing to stop to recharge, it makes all the difference on long trips. Tesla doesn't just want you to reach your destination faster. They also want the journey to be more enjoyable. It's interesting to see how each of these innovations is interconnected. For example, the reduction of heat from the sunroof decreases the need to use air conditioning, which in turn saves battery and increases range. The same goes for the quiet tires, which not only make the car more comfortable, but also help improve efficiency. Everything works as an integrated system where each improvement contributes to making the car more efficient and enjoyable to drive. Speaking of trips, have you ever thought about how greater range can make life easier? Imagine being able to drive for hours without worrying about finding a charging station. For those who love to hit the road, this is a relief. And with the Model Y Juniper, it's not just the range that impresses, but also how it makes you feel behind the wheel. It's that combination of power, silence, and comfort that few electric cars manage to offer so well. These 20-inch wheels aren't just for looks either. They're lighter, which means less effort for the motor, and the aerodynamic design helps cut through the wind more efficiently. This translates into smoother driving and energy savings that directly contribute to the 550 kilometers range. And of course, the look doesn't go unnoticed. These wheels add a sporty touch that perfectly matches the rest of the Juniper's design. The interior of the Model Y Juniper was designed to offer such a futuristic experience that it feels like you're in a sci-fi movie. Now, imagine a giant 15-inch OLED screen right in the middle of the dashboard, delivering more vivid colors, incredible sharpness, and super fast responsiveness. This screen is like the car's control center, where you can access everything you need, from navigation to the entertainment system. And the best part, everything can be controlled by gestures or voice commands. This means you don't even have to take your hands off the wheel to adjust the air conditioning or change the music. Just speak or make a hand movement and it's done. But that's not all. Tesla has also made sure to bring more comfort and technology with the new heated and ventilated seats. So, whether it's a winter day or a scorching hot one, you'll always be at the ideal temperature. The cool thing is that the seats are covered with eco-friendly materials, in line with Tesla's commitment to sustainability. This brings a guilt-free sense of luxury, right? Besides being great for the environment, the materials are also super soft to the touch, offering comfort and practicality without sacrificing style. And the silence inside the cabin? Well, with improved soundproofing, the Model Y Juniper has become even quieter. You know that annoying wind or road noise. Forget it. Now, the cabin is a peaceful place, almost like a refuge amidst the chaos of the city or highways. This makes a huge difference, especially on long trips when you just want to enjoy some good music or have a conversation without shouting over external noise. This insulation also contributes to a superior sense of quality, where everything feels more refined and designed for the comfort of both the driver and passengers. Speaking of modernity, the new thumb controls for basic functions are one of those innovations we didn't know we needed until we tried them. Instead of traditional buttons on the steering wheel, you now have super intuitive controls that respond to touch. It's like Tesla took that futuristic steering wheel idea from movies and made it a reality. Everything is minimalist and functional, without taking your attention away from the road. It's practical and, of course, adds that techie touch that has become Tesla's trademark. Another noticeable feature is the focus on sustainability in the cabin design. The materials used are not only eco-friendly, but also have a quality that conveys a sense of luxury. It's amazing to think you're sitting in a car that not only cares about your comfort, but also about the planet. And this reflects a larger trend in how Tesla is redefining what luxury means. Luxury is no longer just about appearance. It's also about environmental responsibility and innovation. Gesture controls are another innovation that seems like something from the future, but it's here, present in the Model Y Juniper. Have you ever imagined controlling your car's functions without having to press buttons? Just a simple hand movement, and you adjust the music, move the map, or even control the ventilation. It's such a smooth experience that after using it, it's hard to imagine how things were before when everything depended on physical buttons. And speaking of smoothness, the driving experience of the Model Y Juniper has become even more enjoyable with the combination of all these new elements. From the OLED screen that provides an immersive feel to the ventilated seats and soundproofing, everything comes together to create a unique atmosphere inside the cabin. Every detail has been thought out, so the driver not only feels in control, but also fully immersed in an unparalleled driving experience. This OLED screen also helps reduce the car's energy consumption, which means that besides being stunning, it's functional and efficient. The image quality is so good it feels like you're seeing everything in high definition, whether it's the route map or the car's indicators. And the most amazing thing is how Tesla manages to combine all these functionalities with minimalist design. Nothing is excessive, everything has a purpose, and it's there to make your driving experience more practical and intuitive. One of the major changes the Model Y Juniper brings is in charging, which has become much faster and more efficient. Imagine this. You arrive at a V4 Supercharger, and in just 18 to 20 minutes, you can charge from 10% to 80% of the battery. That's almost the time it takes to grab a coffee and stretch your legs before hitting the road again. It may seem short, but for those used to the time electric cars used to take to charge, this speed makes all the difference. And with the growing number of superchargers, charging your Tesla is becoming as easy as finding a gas station. But it's not just on the road where charging has evolved. Tesla has also considered those who want to charge their cars at home. Now, home charging options are much faster and more flexible. This means that when you get home, you can plug in the Model Y Juniper and wake up with a fully charged battery, ready to take on the next day. And the coolest part is that you don't have to worry as much about the electricity bill since the system is optimized to consume less during peak hours, making better use of the grid. This advancement in charging speed reflects Tesla's clear trend of making life increasingly practical for its users. No one wants to spend hours waiting for the car to charge, right? So, these 20 minutes at the new V4 Superchargers practically eliminate this worry. You can take a quick break and be ready to hit the road again. And the best part is that Tesla continues to expand this network, which means it's going to become easier and easier to find a charging station, whether on long trips or daily commutes. Another thing that can't be overlooked is how this shorter charging time helps break one of the big myths about electric cars, that they aren't practical for long trips. With the Model Y Juniper and its compatibility with the V4 Supercharger, Tesla is challenging this old thinking. Now, you could take a long-distance trip without worrying about being stuck for hours at a charging station. You can even plan trips with short, efficient stops, making better use of your time. And you know what's even more interesting? This advancement in charging isn't just about speed, but also energy efficiency. The new chargers are designed to be more efficient, meaning they don't waste energy during the process. This aligns perfectly with Tesla's sustainable mission, which is always looking for ways to reduce environmental impact, even in the smallest details. Another point worth mentioning is that the improvements in home charging offer more flexibility. Now, in addition to charging your Model Y Juniper faster at home, you can choose the best times to charge, which helps save on electricity costs. Tesla thought of everything, from optimizing time to reducing costs for the end consumer. It's like they anticipated all the users' needs and brought practical solutions for daily life. And it's not just for those living in houses with garages that these options are beneficial. Even those who live in apartments and have access to shared charging stations will benefit from these improvements. The reduced charging time means that more people can use the same station without having to wait for hours. All of this makes it easier to adopt electric cars, making the experience of owning a Tesla increasingly convenient for all types of drivers. The fact that Tesla is continually evolving the charging system shows how ahead of the competition the company is. Other automakers are trying to catch up, but Tesla is already at a level where fast and efficient charging is almost standard. Not to mention the technology behind these superchargers, which are always being updated and becoming even more powerful. It almost feels like with each new model or station, Tesla is taking a step forward, bringing the future of electric cars closer than we ever imagined. The 2025 Model Y Long Range is arriving with a starting price of $55,000, which is already quite competitive for what the car offers. But what really catches attention are the possible incentives that could reduce this cost even further. Depending on the region and the electric vehicle incentive programs, you might end up paying significantly less than that. And let's be honest, any extra savings when purchasing a car with this cutting-edge technology are always welcome, right? Not to mention that when you weigh how much you save on fuel and maintenance, the value starts to look even more attractive. Now, for those looking for something sportier with even more power, the performance version of the Model Y 2025 starts at $63,000. This price positions the car directly in competition with models like the Audi Q4 and the Mercedes EQB, which are also at the top of the list for high-performance electric SUVs. What's even more interesting is that even at this price point, the Model Y offers that special Tesla touch. Advanced technology, futuristic design, and the Supercharger network that no other brand can provide in the same way. Not to mention the fact that Tesla continues to innovate the user experience, something that always places its models a step ahead of the competition. Another point that shouldn't go unnoticed is how the electric SUV market is heating up. More and more brands are entering the game, but Tesla has an advantage. Besides having been in this market longer, it dominates the entire charging infrastructure, which is essential for those buying an EV for the first time. And with the prices that Tesla is offering for the Model Y, it's hard not to consider this one of the smartest options. Who doesn't want the best of both worlds? High performance and a competitive price. The 2025 Model Y still has that vibe of being a car that perfectly combines practicality with performance. If you're the type who loves to drive a powerful car, but also wants something spacious and comfortable for everyday use, it delivers both worlds without sacrificing one for the other. And best of all, it does this without putting too much strain on your wallet, especially when incentives come into play. The feeling of driving a futuristic car that also takes care of the environment is truly unique.